At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
All right, let's do it.
Welcome everyone to Big Bro Club. I'm gonna keep on watching the Big Bro Club.
You sound like a droid from Star Wars that is gonna kill people.
Luke Skywalker would be a better Big Brother house guest than Jimmy.
Wow. You know what? The
Just
Frankie
kidding.
Grande Alliance is on shaky ground right now.
Yeah, I like when we were texting about Big Brother tonight, and you said, I only liked him because of you-know-who.
I didn't have to say it. It was well established at that point.
Oh, man. Guys, welcome to Big Bro Club. We are covering week 2. That is the Wednesday night, the Thursday night, and the Sunday, July 20th episode of Big Brother.
I'm BBPD. I had to name myself that on the chat after hearing that.
I want to be HOH Chase.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this draft goes.
Oh, we'll see.
I plan on being the HOH for making the merge, brother.
Yeah, dude, I don't blame you. I really want that robe. We were looking at the ParamountPlus.com Big Brother merch today, and those robes are expensive. I want one.
Yeah, I do too. And I think I'm gonna have my first round pick who's gonna win. I want their name on the robe.
Dang. Okay. So instead of getting your name on the robe, you're gonna get the player that won you the season. That's a good idea, because then if you win multiple seasons, you've got multiple robes with the player that won it for you.
Yeah, dude. And my Jimmy robe, it's gonna look great.
Oh, dude, are you gonna draft Jimmy?
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
Jimmy
Maybe.
sucks. I mean, obviously he's very good for TV. He's a villain, but also he's a great villain because I hate him. I hate him so much.
You know who else sucks? Vince.
Who? Bro.
Vince.
Are you joking?
Yeah, I am joking. Okay. But he seems like a weasel, kind of.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that he's kind of a what is it that Crying Amy keeps calling him? He's a weenie. That guy's a weenie. Yeah.
Weenie, I don't know. That's a little strong.
He's so afraid of upsetting anybody.
Because episode 4, that's how it starts. He has upset somebody, and Ashley goes to confront him.
You mean episode 3?
Yes, episode 3. Sorry. So I have a clip from Ashley.
Let's hear it.
He starts saying that he feels like he regrets his decision and that he would maybe, pull me down if he wins the veto. But I think he's a crock. Okay? All of his words mean nothing to me. It's just blah, 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 blah. He lied before, he'll lie again. I never should have trusted that stinky little mustache on the top of that nasty face. So I am going hard for this veto, and I need to win it.
That stinky little mustache.
Dude, I wrote that down because I was like, the thing about Big Brother, dude, is they go hard in the paint in their confessionals. They are not worried at all about upsetting their housemates because, from what I understand, I don't think the eliminated Big Brother guests, housemates, vote for the winner. I think it's whoever makes it to the end, or America votes. I have no idea how it works.
But I was about to say, like, his move to bring on Kelly, it made for amazing TV.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing about Vince, is he's so afraid of upsetting anyone that when Ashley walks into the HOH room crying and going at him, he immediately folds. He's like, well, how about this? How about I win power of veto and I play it on you? Will that make it work? And she was like, I would trust you. I would trust you more if you did that. And then we get a confessional from him where he goes, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
That was a pretty baller line there.
Yeah. I like Vince. I do think that he is a bit of a weasel. He's too afraid of upsetting anyone. He won't take a stand. It's like the Hamilton musical where it's like you need to take a stand. You know what I mean? Aaron Burr is all about like, hey, smile more, talk less. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for. And then Alexander Hamilton is like, you know, hey, if you don't stand for anything, what will you fall for? And that's essentially what Ashley and Jimmy were saying, but without the Lin-Manuel Miranda-ness.
Clip it.
I'm trying to get the Hamilton fans on that Big Brother grind, dude.
Yeah, we put the Hamilton hashtag on there. That's going to be big for us. But the next thing that I noticed was, you know, Rachel encouraging showmances. She's like, let's get the love going. I found the love of my life on Big Brother. I want that for all of these people.
Yeah, she's like the Cupid, man, except it's an evil Cupid who wants everybody to fall in love so that they don't pay attention and she can win the game. And so far, it seems to be working.
Well, do you think it's all evil? I mean, I think it's like 50% evil.
No, I'm pretty sure it's all evil.
There's also 50% of she wants other people to get married from Big Brother and just, you know, no, it's all 100%.
It's all,
she
it's
wants
all for
to chop
the
their
money.
heads off. Okay.
$750,000. Hey, if you come for the queen, make sure she's got a robe on first.
A gown. That's what
a gown on first.
But I think that's robes on the 4.
Brain. Yeah, man, guys, we watched a lot of episodes this week.
Yeah.
Big Brother goes hard in the paint, dude. 3 episodes a week? Are you crazy?
And then me and Chase, because we were behind, watched them all like back to back to back, essentially. Like I watched 2 last night, 1 today. Chase literally watched 3 in a row.
Yeah. And it was awesome. I love Big Brother. I love it too. When I turned because we record this in Riverside FM, plug to Riverside. I see this is my first time seeing myself today, and I look like the kind of guy that spent his whole day watching Pretty Little Liars and then 3 hours of Big Brother back to back.
Yeah. It's an insane work schedule you have.
Yeah, brother. Cowboy Riley, I wrote this down in my notes. Riley looks different in every scene.
Sometimes I think he's like a metalhead instead of a cowboy, or he looks like a jock, or it's like he's a different character every time.
Yeah, his hair got like super curly at one point. I was like, what in the world? And he even noticed it because he was looking at himself in the reflection. He was like, I was just seeing how my hair looked. I was like, did you do something different this morning?
I don't know, but he kind of reminds me of Benson Boone a little bit.
Yeah. I hope Riley pulls out some backflips in the house, dude.
Me too. And concusses himself and then has to get medically evacuated.
Yeah. You don't like Riley?
I don't love Riley. I'm not going to say... I mean, I'm kind of neutral on Riley right now.
That's how I feel. At first, I really loved him. But now I feel like, one of the decisions he makes in one of these episodes, and we'll talk about it, he kind of flips, and I feel a little weird about him now. Another funny line, Ava goes, all the women in my family have really fat asses.
Yeah, and then she twerked for everybody.
And then said, how do you think I got on the show? Which kind of implies that she's sleeping with Julie.
Oh, that's what you took from that.
Yeah, she's sleeping with Julie to get on the show.
I took it as she was twerking in the audition tape.
Oh, that would be... I don't know if that would be funny or alarming if that's what you did for your audition tape and you got in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think she did that. I think she was just committing to the bit in front of everybody because she was getting a good reaction.
She was. She was crushing, dude. She's awesome. Everybody loves her. She's very, very funny. We get a lot of funny moments from Ava in this week of Big Brother.
Yeah, everybody loves Ava, and Adrian hates washing machines. That's my segue into the next bit. That was hilarious,
dude. I don't know if he ever got his clothes clean.
He's like, I loved how he kept saying, "It's yelling at me. Stop yelling at me."
What's so funny though is like while that was happening, I was like, "That's something that would happen to me."
Yeah, like not understanding how to work a washing machine or dryer.
You're just trying to figure it out because it's foreign to you. It's not the one you use every day. It's beeping at you. You don't understand.
I think at one point he said, "Oh, I have to turn it off." Like,
I was just grateful for him that he was alone out there. Can you imagine if a bunch of people were watching him while that was going down?
Yeah, it would have been Washingate, or I don't know.
Washingate.
Washingate and Crybaby. So, I mean, the next bit was really sad.
Yeah, that was very sad about Keanu's dad. Keanu gives a little bit of his backstory about what he's doing in the house. And a big thing for him is that he is worried that if things did start going poorly for his dad, he wants to be in a position where he can take care of his family. And I think that that's a very admirable reason to be in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, I mean, and I wish that he talked about that more, and then maybe everyone wouldn't hate him. But it seems like he's one of the more unpopular people. Maybe it's because he was just following Ava around. Apparently, he's everywhere.
That was weird. That was weird that he was just following her around. But I think he was just looking for someone to hang out with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're stuck in this house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the same people. He's probably just looking for someone to chill with. And Ava seems so friendly and so kind. It's like, oh, well, this will be my bro. I have a soft spot for Keanu because I'm sure he has brought it up to other people. We only get to see what they put in the edit. And me and you, we don't watch the live feed, so we don't know what else is going on throughout the day. I imagine it's come up a bit, but I don't think everyone hates Keanu. I think Jimmy hates Keanu, and then everybody else is like, hey, as long as they're beefing, I'm safe.
Yeah, because Rachel loves Keanu. She wants to be in an alliance with him, especially like, you know, when he opened up to her about this, she's like, oh, it's a whole different side of him. I thought he was just a dork, but he's actually, you know, really sweet.
Yeah, he was cool when we thought he had a sex dungeon, but then we found out it was Dungeons and Dragons, and so now he's a loser.
Yeah, he was a loser, but then now we feel bad for him. So yeah, Keanu's cool.
Yeah, no, I am a big fan of Keanu. I like the kind of the story arc we got this week with Keanu and Jimmy. It was like a good guy versus a bad guy, and the bad guy kind of wins out.
Yeah.
But
heel Jimmy versus babyface Keanu.
Yeah, it's very pro wrestling, very fun. Even more so than Survivor. I know we bring Survivor a lot, but this is, you know, making the merge as a Survivor podcast. I think it's fascinating because Survivor's afraid to have like real villains.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy is not afraid to be a villain, brother.
Yeah, like Survivor had to edit out, say, reaching into Mary's pockets. And Big Brother would have put that everywhere.
Yeah, it would have been Pocketgate. Julie would have been talking about it in front of the live studio audience.
I skipped over Morgan and Jimmy formed the Heavy Hitters Alliance.
Yes, that alliance consists of Vince, Rachel, Zach, Jimmy, Morgan, and Riley. But immediately Rachel's like, I ain't voting with them. I'm picking them off one by one.
She's like, when someone says, hey, you want to be part of my secret group, you always say yes. But it doesn't mean she really wants in.
Great point.
Yeah, if the Freemasons ever approached me, I'd be like, I'll hear you out.
I'm in. I want to know what's going on. I'll join the Illuminati.
I've been waiting on my contract. And then, Rachel wasn't interested at all in Ava. That's when we got Ava being really annoyed at Keanu. And that was funny because Keanu told her at one point, hey, like, are you about to go upstairs? If you go upstairs, I'm going upstairs.
I also loved the part where he goes to leave. He's like, I'm going to let you dance in private. And then he, like, immediately walks back in. He goes, but I might come back, though.
Yeah, that's a wild thing to say.
I think he's just kind of a goofy guy. He reminds me a lot of a roommate I had in college, where he's just, like, the nicest guy, but he doesn't quite grasp what's going on all the time.
Yeah, right. He's like a Bert Kreischer kind of person, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Then we get, guys, the update we've all been waiting for. We're waiting to do the power of veto competition.
And let me just say what I wrote down, which was no fucking way again.
That's funny because what I wrote was no fucking way Ashley's in the shower with her sunglasses on.
I was howling when it's revealed that she's late and it's because she's in the shower. I was like, this is the hardest I've laughed at reality TV in quite some time.
Incredible, dude. And if she did it on purpose, very funny bit. Because they are all waiting on her to proceed the game.
And then she shows up with sunglasses on, right?
Yeah. I mean, she was wearing sunglasses in the shower, which I thought was hilarious. Which I noticed that they wear sunglasses a lot in the house. Do you think because of the lights for all the filming, it's really bright in there?
Probably. It's probably bright all the time except when they're sleeping.
Yeah, that's crazy. Or when they're in the sewer digging around for stuff.
Yeah, which I can't wait to get to that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was sick.
But I also wrote down Showergate Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was I'm so happy when that happened.
Because then Catherine is like, what did Catherine say? She said, if I was her, I would never shower again. That was also hilarious.
Dude, the fact that the shower was such a big deal. And then and we're going to hop in here and talk about what happened online this week, where Julie gets in an interview and explains to everyone, guys, it was only a 30-minute shower. But she stayed up there for an extra hour and a half talking to Vince.
With the water running. So it might as well have been a 2-hour shower to everybody else.
That's very true. And then it backfired because her 2 hours with Vince at the end of the day didn't save her from getting put on the block.
And if she had 2 hours with Vince, why did she feel the need to keep coming back into the room and trying to talk to him again?
Yeah. And I think that's what Vince was saying when he was talking to her. And he was like, I thought you were being paranoid.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at that point, it sounds like she was paranoid. But speaking about the people on the block, I wrote down kind of the rules because I didn't know how the Power of Veto competition really worked. So basically, the people on the block, the 3 people on the block, get to play in the Power of Veto competition. The HOH also gets to play in the Power of Veto competition. I guess if the HOH wins, he can choose to not play the Power of Veto, so that way nothing changes for him. And then the HOH will also pick 2 tokens out of a bag and decide 2 other players in the house that will participate in the Power of Veto competition. Rachel and Zach are the 2 that are chosen. So we have 6 total players playing in the Power of Veto challenge. Which, by the way, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, Zach, why was he crying so much this week?
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But I had to rewind this bit a couple times when they explained the rules, because I was like, that's a lot of moving parts.
It was very interesting. But I think it makes sense now. So it's like, okay, not everyone gets to participate in the Power of Veto. Only a select few.
Yeah, and then Vince immediately is panicking because the 2 people who are now in the competition, if they win, they want to change the nominations.
Which means that Vince, as the head of household, so if the person with the Power of Veto decides to save someone on the block, Vince has to replace, because there has to be 3 people on the block. So that means that Vince would have to upset a 4th person by nominating them for eviction.
Which he called the worst case scenario.
Yes. I think he really dropped the ball on his whole HOH week. He upset everybody. So the Power of Veto challenge is set in Felony Forest. It's like an escape room kind of. They have to go to 3 different crime scenes. Each one has a footprint, a tire track, and a smell. And you have to match the correct perp to the correct crime scene. Honestly, it was a fun challenge. It seemed really difficult. Like, everyone seemed to really be struggling.
Yeah, my favorite part in the beginning was when Amy said, I miss my kids, but I don't want to see them until October. And I was like, that is the attitude you need to have. Not like these Survivor players. They're like, oh, I miss my family. I miss my family so bad. Amy's like, I don't want to see them until I get my cash.
And it's crazy because it's like the Big Brother. I mean, they're in there for 3 months.
Yeah.
Compared to Survivor's, 26 days.
I also really enjoyed the toilet sniffing shots from this.
Dude.
And that was the thumbnail that they did for Paramount Plus, was Rachel's head in the toilet.
And with no context because you hadn't seen the episode yet. So you're like, what is happening?
Yeah, I didn't know it was a toilet when I saw the picture.
Yeah. Dude, super funny. Basically, they're running around. Everybody's really struggling. Ashley wins the Power of Veto, which is like the worst case situation.
It keeps getting worse for Vince. Yeah, Ashley saved herself, and I thought it was like a great job by Ashley. She tanked her stock with the multiple shower gates, and now she's kind of rising back up.
The only thing I really wrote down about the challenge was I love that they make them wear costumes. That's fun.
Yeah, and when the person who gets eliminated later, one of his pictures, since they didn't have much, was him in the costume.
Which is ridiculous and hilarious.
Yeah.
After the challenge is where Vince is like, I don't know what to do. He's talking to Kelly. And Kelly, the mad woman, is like, hey, put me on the block.
Wait, I thought Vince kind of initiated it this time. He's like, how you said earlier, would you still?
Yeah.
So was it... Do you think she would have volunteered again, or that he kind of led her to do it?
from what I understand, from what it did in the scene, like he brought it up. He was like, I think I might have to take you up on your offer of when you volunteered. And she goes, oh, I want to do it.
Yeah. And then she regrets that hard.
Almost immediately.
Yeah. She's
almost
like
immediately.
And
she's
shaking
crying
the whole day.
Yeah. It's like, hey, homie. And then later, it really seems like she's going to be going home. Like really, really seems like she's going to be going home.
Yeah.
And all I could think about is like, hey, why would you put yourself in this situation if you were not confident that you could make it through?
Yeah, exactly. And it worked out. It ended up being fine. It's a great moment for her, actually.
Yeah.
But
it was actually awesome gameplay. But
yeah, but next up was Jimmy's like mob style conversation that Keanu had with him.
Jimmy goes and speaks to Vince, and he pretty much tells Vince, hey, I want Keanu. I think Keanu's an option to put up on the block. Vince tells Keanu this, so Keanu gets upset with Jimmy, and explain this mafia moment.
But he didn't want to straight up say, like, I heard this from somebody, I know you did it. He was like, I'm just going to try to get the information out of him. And he, as he's talking to him, like with his arm around him, he's like, if anyone lied to me, they'd be dead to me. No one, like, seriously. If I find out anybody is withholding information like that, they're a traitor.
Yeah, dude. The coolest part and the funniest part is Jimmy goes, wait, are you talking about me? And Keanu goes, no. If I was talking about you, I would get this close to your face. And he like gets real close to his face. I would be like this close if I was talking about you.
Which was it was like him saying yes, basically.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is where I really started to despise Jimmy. I mean, obviously, I think he's great entertainment. He's a great villain, but he's doing a great job as a villain. Back to back, this is what I write in my notes. One, Jimmy, fake as hell for hugging Keanu and then looking into the camera as he's hugging Keanu.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I didn't like how Jimmy was acting like he was the HOH. He was essentially like, hey, the HOH will do whatever I want him to do because I'm running this place. I was like, guys, you've been here a week.
And Vince didn't like that either.
No, he did not. Also, Jimmy wears a lot of bandanas. Have you noticed this? And he wears them in different styles.
Jimmy's a fashion pioneer.
I don't trust it. I don't like how he has a bandana for every occasion in this house.
Mm. But next up was more Jimmy and Keanu drama, right?
Yeah.
Because Vince tells Jimmy that Keanu wants him on the block now. And so Vince's strategy of picking Kelly, but then making them hate each other and then kind of bowing out is pretty smart.
That was a pretty cool strategy because he's like, hey, as long as they're a major beef in this house, no one's going to be looking at me, who was the head of household this week.
Yeah, and they're both pretty jacked, so it is major beef with Keanu and Jimmy.
Yeah. I didn't like the arrogance of Jimmy. Has a line that he says where he goes, I was considering telling Vince not to put Keanu on the block. I thought that was so arrogant that he had that amount of power.
Yeah.
Then we get to the power of veto ceremony.
Oh, yeah, this is the nominations, and it gets explosive.
This gets crazy. Ashley, who won the power of veto, uses the power of veto on herself and takes herself off the block. Now, Vince, who's the head of household, has to put someone else on the block, so he nominates Kelly as per the plan. Because him and Kelly talked about it, Kelly volunteered. Dumb move from Kelly, ends up working out, thankfully. I really like Kelly. But then, dude, the craziest part of this power of veto ceremony, they're about to get up and leave. Mm-hmm. And the editing team was fun because they even cut to the next scene.
They interrupted Kelly mid-confessional.
Yes.
I've never seen something like that. They replayed her confessional later on, but when that happened, they cut her off.
It was so cool because Jimmy goes, wait. And just starts going in on Keanu.
So hard.
Starts cussing him out. And here's where I firmly decided Jimmy's not for me. Because he pre-wrote this speech, and he added catchphrases because you could tell that he wants to get on the Traitors and he wants to be on House of Villains, and he wants to make being a reality TV player his career. That's what his objective is. It feels fake and it feels disingenuous. It feels like, he he wrote it was predetermined. Like he pre-wrote this, and what's so funny is after he goes through this whole thing and he says his little line, which is the only thing fake about me is these sunglasses, and then chucks the sunglasses, which was so corny, and then Keanu just goes, "How long did it take for you to write that?"
Maybe you're onto something because Keanu thought the same thing. I
think it's pretty apparent.
Yeah, he practiced that one in the mirror.
And he does it again in this week. He does it twice.
Jimmy, that was probably the most unhinged thing you could do this early in a game.
Yeah.
Why would you do it in front of everybody like that?
I'm telling you, dude. I think he just wants to be a good reality TV
You don't think it has anything to do with his personal feelings? And it's just
no, I don't think he cares. Because then he immediately flips back to Keanu later, where he's like, "Yeah, we could be friends."
Yeah, and they're chilling and like hugging. Like, I'm glad we had this talk and everything. But the thing that they cut off Kelly saying was that she's like, "I put myself up, but now I'm realizing that pawns can go home." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why it's called a pawn because expendable. That's the word I'm looking for."
Yeah. Okay. So I did some research because they use the word pawn a lot this week. So I looked into it. That's actually kind of the Big Brother lingo. That's like in like Survivor when there's like certain words for things. They use pawn as like a strategy word. Oftentimes in Big Brother, they will be a pawn who goes up on the block because 2 people have to go on the block, or now it's 3. But they'll bring a pawn because there has to be someone in that seat, but really everyone's just going to vote for the person that they want to go home. So pawn is like a big thing in Big Brother, apparently.
Okay. And so it's not a demeaning term to get called a pawn?
I mean, it's probably not fun.
Yeah.
But
it's not like an insult.
Right. Like it is a word that is used in the Big Brother lingo a lot.
Okay. That makes sense because Jimmy ended up saying it later on.
Yeah, that's when I looked it up because later Jimmy goes, "You're a pawn, sorry," and I was like, no one seemed upset about this.
No, not really. But now we get into episode 4,
which is live eviction night.
Yeah, and we start with the Burger Boys Alliance forming.
Yes.
And just 1 second.
I'm a little bit caked up. I got nice buns. What can I say?
Zay is the buns of the operation.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Is that little thing that he does where he goes, "I'm the buns. They're the beef. That's the exact same monologue that Shaggy gives at the beginning of the Scooby-Doo live-action movie.
Really?
Where he goes, "Fred is the big banana. And Daphne is the chocolate ice cream." Like, he does that same speech.
You think it was inspired?
I think it was. Or it's an awesome coincidence.
I mean, Zay, he's not the typical jock, and that comes to bite him later. But he speaks Spanish. Yep. He lifts weights and he speaks Spanish. He's
a complex man.
Yeah, he probably watches Scooby-Doo too.
He also knows a few phrases in Spanish. One of them is, "My job is a door knocker," which I didn't understand at all.
He said that?
Did you not read the translation when he was speaking Spanish?
I guess I missed that one. I just remember when he said, "Expect the unexpected" in Spanish.
That was the second time. When he does it the first time, the captions on the screen says, "I work as a door knocker."
What were they doing when he said that?
I wonder if it was production like showing that he doesn't actually know much Spanish.
Okay.
And that he was getting it wrong. But I don't know.
The next thing surprised me a little bit because Jimmy sees Kelly is crying and he tells Kelly that she said a lot of out-of-pocket things. And I was thinking, what out-of-pocket things has Kelly said? Everything Kelly said up until now looked pretty smart to me. And then we got a compilation of Kelly being weird and saying out-of-pocket things.
Yeah, what I wrote down was, Kelly is hilarious. They just hate her because she's awesome.
I took it as she's just an awkward person socially and like doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really funny though when she called them the dumbbells. That was so funny, dude.
Like, I've named y'all's alliance. They're like, no, don't tell anybody we have an alliance. We don't have one, but don't tell anybody that.
Yeah, I was like, Keanu, you're the one messing this up. She was just being funny.
Yeah, and then when she was, I think it was Lauren and Benson Boone were talking, and she did like a finger gun thing, and then she played with Benson's hair, like, scruffed it up a little bit. And
that was Ryland's hair.
Riley, yeah.
Riley's
I
hair,
can't call him Benson. I'm gonna have to stop that. But then we get the mastermind popping in.
Yeah. The mastermind's in the house.
And basically what happens is I run around the house and I steal things from safes. And good luck finding the stuff I stole.
For me, the best part was him going around and watching them sleep.
Yeah, that was creepy, dude.
Because
someone had to be in that costume.
Yeah, and somebody had to have. I thought somebody was going to wake up and have a nightmare. Or think it was like a sleep paralysis demon.
It's Ava. She's like, someone's aura is off in this room. She wakes up, sees the demon. She's already afraid of the dark.
I mean, if it was totally dark in there, they should have kept all the lights off, had him tap on somebody just to be face to face with them right as they wake up to freak them out, and then he runs away.
Here's what I have. I have a question for you, and this is gonna be like a fun theory because I haven't been paying attention to like the online stuff for Big Brother yet. But do you think that the mastermind is gonna be revealed as like a former Big Brother player or something, or like a celebrity?
I hope so. I
That'd
hope
be
it's
cool.
Jeff Probst. And
Dude,
this is
that
what I
would be
did during the
awesome.
off season. Like right after we filmed 50, I went to the Big Brother house.
That's awesome. Yeah, I hope it is a fun reveal of like who the mastermind is, or even if it's one of the players themselves or something like that, and it turns out that they weren't even actually a contestant or something. I don't know, something fun.
But you know what? We have another explosion coming up now.
Yeah, we do.
Because Rachel, the Queen Rachel, she just walks up to Zay, and I don't know what prompted it. I don't know if Rachel prompted it, but Zay tells her that if he were to be HOH, he would put her on the block. And I was like, why would you volunteer this information? Or why would you not just lie about it? Because right after he says that, Rachel's like, I will cut your head off.
Well, we actually get a confessional from Zay where he says what his strategy is. And what he says is, I'm going to go and tell the people that is probably going to vote against me, like, hey, I'm coming for the HOH. And when I am, I'm probably going to put up the people that don't vote for me on the block. Which immediately I was like, oh, this guy's an idiot. Because what sense does that make? Going up to the people that you're already convinced isn't going to vote for you and being like, hey, you better vote for me or else I'm going to send you home when I'm HOH next week.
And he was using it as a campaign to be like, a vote, like if you don't vote for me, then we will get Rachel out of here. And people weren't really looking to get Rachel out of there at that point.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. But yeah, Rachel goes off. She uses some catchphrases that I guess maybe she used in her past, where she was like, don't come for the queen or your head will get chopped off or whatever. And that's also, I think, where we get the moment where she says, if you're going to come for me, wait till I'm wearing a gown or something like that.
Yeah. Did he say I'm coming for you? And then she said, if you're going to come for me, wait until I'm wearing a gown first.
Yeah. Which honestly, baller line.
Yeah.
Quick too. Very quick.
Mm-hmm. She didn't have time to practice that one in the mirror like Jimmy did. That's
Jimmy.
Right. And
they suck.
For me, the best part was when Rachel says, if you come at the queen, you get beheaded, you little bitch. Okay, she actually didn't say that last part, but it was implied.
But it was implied.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rachel's awesome. I remember her from when I watched Big Brother as a kid. She was like in her early 20s then, and she was like the epitome of like what reality TV was back then. And now she's bringing that same energy.
It's never left her all this time later.
It's awesome.
And then Zay's not happy about the beef because he likes eating beef, but does not like being part of beef.
Which was just like, what is up with these contestants and like trying to write these catchphrases?
But then he leans into the beef because he tells Rachel she's not going to be like, you're not going to win another season if I'm around.
Yeah, dude. Which honestly, I can see his strategy there where it's like, guys, are you really going to let this former winner, 2-time player, move on in this game? Like, let's rally together and get her out.
And everyone else is like, yeah, we are going to do that.
And he makes a great argument later on at the eviction where he's like, guys, if you keep Amy here, crying Amy's just another vote for Rachel.
Yep. It is really like a Trump speech.
Yeah.
But next
gotta
up,
get rid of crying Amy.
It's BB Blockbuster time with Chase. That's everybody's favorite segment, the BB Blockbuster with Chase.
Dang, dude. The BB Blockbuster from BBPD and HOH Chase.
Yes.
Okay, this one, I'm going to be real. This challenge, kind of a miss for me. I didn't know what was going on.
I was so confused, dude. I was I kept, going back 15 seconds trying to understand what word it was possibly supposed to be, and they didn't end up telling you.
No, and I didn't even realize someone won. So, like,
really?
Basically, here's how it worked. 4 words will appear on the screens, scrambled. Unscramble the words and form a phrase that will take you to an object. Get that object and you're safe. Dude, they're just standing around staring at the screens. Next thing you know, Kelly hits the podium and they're like, she wins. I was like, what object did she grab?
She grabbed a tiara. She had
a
princess tiara. I did catch that. What I caught was Kelly looking around at everything, and then she's looking for a specific object. She grabs a tiara. She's pretty confident about it, and then she wins. But I was like, what? I wish they told us what the words were and how she gleamed, I need to grab this, because I had no idea.
And it felt quick. Like, it happened fast. It was interesting. Not my favorite challenge so far, but
a great moment
Kelly
for Kelly.
wins.
She takes the biggest risk.
But because she wins the BB Blockbuster, she gets to take herself off the block, which means there's only 2 people left on the block. There was a very funny moment where, first of all, Kelly's like talking to her parents to the cameras while everyone's celebrating her and panicking around her. And it's really funny because like without the context of this being live, it looks like she's like talking to them in heaven. Being like, Mom, Dad, I miss you so much. Yeah. I did it for you.
It kind of seems like that when they do all their little confessionals too. But
yeah, because there's so many cameras everywhere. Yeah. They're looking up. But then she goes, oh, I don't know where to sit. And Julie over the intercom goes, you can sit on one of the couches, Kelly.
Julie with another banger. So now we go to the eviction, right?
Yeah, so it's the eviction. Both of them get to make an argument to the other players right before they go and vote.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I think Zay had the better argument.
Definitely, because Amy's argument was just that, like, hey, I'm honest. And then Zay's pitch was, don't give a second vote to Rachel.
And Rachel's looking at him like she wants to murder him.
And he's right. And all Amy had was like, I'm a mom and I'm honest, and you don't where I stand because I tell the truth.
And her big thing was like, hey, I'm not as big of a competitor in challenges as Zay is.
Yeah. So then they all go to vote, and they cast their vote directly to Julie, which I thought was really cool because, like, first they all tell her how beautiful she is. Like, it seems like that's the prerequisite to be like, you're stunning, you're mother, you're gorgeous.
Yes. And then as they're leaving, they shout out their whole families.
Yes. Yeah, that was really fun. And it's like,
yeah.
They're doing it as they get up and are walking to the door. So they know that, like, the footage is going to be used until they exit. So up until the point where they leave the room, they're still trying to get shout outs in.
And then they go to the hallway and they get to do a little choreographed moment with whoever's walking in next.
Mm-hmm. And then Adrian says that she looks punk gratuitous or whatever the hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
What word was that?
Above my vocabulary.
Yeah, I tried to Google it, but I couldn't spell it right. So I wasn't.
Hey, we just watch reality shows for a living. We don't know words.
Nope.
Guys, then we get to the eviction. Zay, in a landslide, gets sent home. He's the first one evicted this season. Immediately, Zach is sobbing.
Which was hilarious, man. I was like, he said something like in the next episode, it feels like I've known him forever, and it's just been a week. It's a summer camp thing. It's like he had a summer camp crush on Zay, and now now Zay's going away.
I never went to summer camp growing up, so I guess I don't understand. I was like, dude, pull it together.
It was ridiculous, definitely.
Yeah,
because he was more upset about it than Zay was.
Yeah, and Zay handled it like a G.
Yeah, and Zay had to go do an interview right after.
That's also wild.
Yeah.
You have to do an interview on live television right after you get evicted.
And he handled it really well. And I liked how they had the 4 pictures of him up on the wall.
Yeah.
And one of them was him in the detective ranger outfit, whatever that was.
Yeah. Boy Scout looking thing.
He looked like Yogi Bear.
I gotta say, look, if you're on Big Brother, and this is a show that lasts 3 months, if you're gonna get eliminated week 1. Save yourself, because I think you just get to go home. Like, I don't think they get held at like a Ponderosa like in Survivor, right?
That's pretty sick. So we could have Zay on the podcast.
Maybe, yeah, because I mean it's all happening live. Like, there's no spoiler issues because everything is happening as we see it.
Yeah, and then I don't know if CBS will be cool with it, but we'll be like, hey, we thought those other rules were just for Survivor, so we're gonna talk to Zay.
Yeah, doesn't hurt to reach out. He ain't doing nothing. He just got sent home.
And I can ask him all about this.
I'm a little bit caked up. I got nice buns. What can I say?
I also, the announcer, the Big Brother narrator, kind of a savage. He goes, the former Mormon is a former house guest.
Yes. And then he said it caused a Patty meltdown.
Yeah. Which, I mean, jumps right into episode 5. Zach is sobbing. Yep. And then
he's
we
still
get this
sobbing
weird...
for like, the confessional, he's still sobbing.
And like harder. It's like, dude, what is happening? It's not that big of a deal. He's not dead. Nope. You can see him.
And somebody had to tell him that. Like, somebody was trying to console him, and they're like, hey, it's not like we're never going to see him again.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be at the reunion thing at the end of the season or whatever. Yeah. We got a weird interaction with Riley and Keanu, where Keanu says something and goes, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to curse. So I was like, oh, I guess Riley is really against cursing. But then in the next scene, Riley's cussing.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Maybe Keanu thinks that Riley's a Mormon. He kind of looks Mormon-coded.
He got it confused. Yeah, he said something. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. Or maybe Keanu just has a thing against cussing. I don't know.
Yeah, but people think that Will voted for Zay. And then Adrian is like, hey, this is not the time for this. Adrian was really upset about it.
Yeah, Adrian, well, because I think Will was about to make a big fuss, like in front of everyone, big blowout with Keanu. And that's when Adrian pulled him to the side and was like, hey, we don't need this. We just lost the numbers a lot.
Because it was Keanu specifically who was throwing it out there that he thinks it was Will.
Yeah, because it never occurred to him that it could have been Riley, which it was.
And then Kelly takes that info back to Will, and she's like, this didn't come from me. It didn't come from me. I swear it didn't come from me. But Keanu thinks you voted for Zay. And now Keanu has the target on him because everybody's like, oh, he's trying to deflect because he did it.
Yeah, and we get a hilarious moment with Ava where Ava's with Will and everyone for this conversation, and they all follow Will to stop him from confronting Keanu, and they closed the door, and Ava was in this weird in-between where she was going to follow them in, but then the door got closed, and she was going to walk away, and then they opened it a little bit more. I love her. I love how awkward she is.
Everything Ava does is good TV.
Honestly. I hope she wins. I hope she wins the whole season.
Me too. And then a siren goes off. The lights go out. And then Mickey
said, the mastermind is back.
He's back. Somebody save us. Mickey says the safes have been ransacked. What could this mean? And then Vince comes in, and he's got the BBPD bulletin.
He does.
The Big Brother police bulletin, and the mastermind, basically the gist is the mastermind has stolen everything, and they have to go get it back in the pitch black sewer.
Yeah. So he stole the HOH key, the key to the HOH room, and then he also stole 3 mystery powers, which were being kept in safes. So yeah, it's time for the HOH challenge. Basically, they've got to search the sewers, which are pitch black, for the HOH key and the mystery powers. If you find the HOH key and you put it on the little, what did they call it?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, the little elevator thing.
We'll say that.
You get you become the head of household if you find the HOH key. If you find one of the mystery powers, then you will get whatever that mystery power consists of. Immediately, Ava gets a confessional where she goes, "Can I opt out? This is not for Ava Pearl."
No, that was hilarious because it was the scream that... Or no, that was a little bit later on because she says that thing about, like, can I opt out? And then once they actually get in there, she hates the dark. Mm-hmm. She hears, I think, Mickey scream, and she's like, nope, that's it for me. I'm going to sit my ass down.
Yeah, I wrote down, Ava is afraid of the dark. Is it because she can't see everyone's aura?
That's an excellent point. I did not consider that. But I love this challenge.
Yeah, it was awesome. They built a sewer. It was sick.
I loved it because everybody looked like Walking Dead extras.
Yes.
Trying to walk around, especially Vince.
Yeah, dude, all of them are just stumbling around in the dark. None of them can see anything. They build a literal, like, water and garbage sewer that they have to crawl through. There's a room with just, like, a newspaper and, like, trash. Like, it was awesome. It was so cool.
And then Jimmy looked hilarious when he was, because he's like, I'm going to go on my hands and knees trying to feel for everything. And he's just, like, crawling across the sewer.
Yeah. The first person that finds something is Keanu. He finds one of the hidden mystery powers. Then Jimmy finds the HOH key, which means that Jimmy is the head of household.
Which is Chase's worst nightmare because
dude,
he hates
I was
Jimmy.
Furious. Yeah, dude, I was like, this sucks for me. Kelly gets the next hidden power, and then Mickey gets the final hidden power.
And then Amy just gets stuck in the pipes.
Yeah. Crying Amy.
Crying Amy.
Stuck in the sewer.
She said, I feel like a Mario brother. I'm just stuck in the pipes.
Someone call Luigi. Crying Amy stuck.
It was when Mickey got hers that I was like, oh, this is anonymous. Like,
yeah.
You can get it and nobody knows, and that's actually a really cool part of the challenge.
Other than the head of household. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do find out
nice.
what all of the mystery powers are, though. Keanu's mystery power means that he gets to bring in a mystery competitor, which will get to compete for the power of veto. And if they win the power of veto, it goes to Keanu.
I thought that was awesome. I think all the powers are awesome, but when they're like, you can summon someone from the past, I was like, what a twist.
Dude, and the fact that he knew game, too. He was like, these guys were all competition beasts. I was like, that's awesome. I don't know who any of these people are.
I was hoping he'd mention Frankie Grande, but he didn't.
It might not have been a challenge beast. I don't even know if Frankie Grande made it that far in the Big Brother house. And was that Big Brother or was that Celebrity Big Brother? Because I think they're different shows.
It might have been Celebrity Big Brother, but look out for that on Celebrity Big Brother Time Machine coming up next fall.
Yeah, we need to go back and watch some Big Brother, man. Maybe from the first season. The next challenge is Kelly's mystery power. The mystery veto power. You can change the nomination after the veto meeting. And you get to play to earn a second veto that can be used that week.
That was insane. Because I thought the power, like the first part of it, was already powerful enough. And it's like, oh, you can double down on it. And you can remove 2/3 of the people on the block if you're successful.
Which is crazy. And then the third hidden power is the HOH interrogation. You can dethrone the current HOH. But the current HOH will get to interrogate each house guest to find out who did it. And if they guess correctly, then they will get their powers back. That's wild, because that means that Mickey can take HOH from Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. And I think she's planning to, potentially.
I think so.
That's going to be so much fun.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do these all have to be played this week, or are these things that can be held for a while?
I think it said it expires like by the time they do the next jury, or some of them.
I don't know if they meant at the end of the season or.
I don't know.
I don't know what
I'm
that meant.
not sure either. I hope that they have to use them all immediately because that'll be a fun week of
that'd be
TV.
awesome.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, my thoughts on this dethroning the head of household advantage is it eats. It eats.
Yeah.
It eats. That's what
brother.
That's what Mickey said. And she is full.
Yeah, she's full of that BB slop.
Is she in the have-not room?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
But Jimmy, he wants to put Keanu on the block for obvious reasons.
Always gunning for Keanu. Always going for Keanu.
And so that's what we get to next, right? So Jimmy wants to put Keanu on the block, and then he wants to put Kelly on the block as well. And then he tells Adrian that he wants to put Adrian up there. And Adrian's like, why me, bro?
Mm-hmm.
There's bigger fish to fry. Like, why would you do that?
He's like, you're a pawn.
And so everybody who he mentioned, he does end up putting on there, which is a little bit different than how I was expecting it to go, because with Survivor, they mislead you constantly. So I was like, there's no way those 3 people are going to be the ones.
But then they were.
Yep.
The 3 nominations are Kelly, Adrian, and Keanu. And then, dude, once again, at the nomination ceremony, Jimmy goes in on Keanu, and he does another like pre-written line on Keanu, and once again, Keanu kills him because he just pretends to be sleeping and snores, and I thought that was hilarious too. Which I don't even remember what was the line that he said at the nomination ceremony that he said to Keanu.
I don't.
Do you remember?
I didn't write it down, but I can pull it up.
Lying to all of us. And instead of taking accountability, you threw other house guests under the bus to save yourself. Unfortunately, your gameplay is so full of the toilet is jealous.
That was very rehearsed. Yeah, you're right.
Dude. And when I lost my mind when he did that because I was like, you're so corny. You're trying too hard. You just have to be like Ava is not trying hard, and she's awesome.
He seems like a very stereotypical villain. Like Johnny Fairplay, at least, like Johnny Fairplay can make you hate him for real, but it doesn't feel like an act.
For who he is.
Yeah. It really doesn't feel like an act from Johnny Fairplay.
Jimmy is probably a very nice guy. He's just trying to be this villain because that's what he likes from his reality stars, and he wants to be a mainstay in reality television.
He wants
and I don't
to
like
be
that
Rachel,
disingenuity.
You know?
Yeah, he wants to be exactly. He wants to be Rachel,
but he's never going to be Rachel.
No, he's not. He'll never be Rachel.
And that's it, right? That's
yeah, dude. That's it. That's the end of the week, man.
Episode 3 through 5 marathon of Big Bro Club.
Guys, what a great week of Big Brother.
Yeah. How do you feel like things are going to go with this this next week of Jimmy's reign?
I don't like Jimmy. I think he's playing really hard though. So it's going to be one of those things where Jimmy either wins the season or he goes home sooner rather than later. I feel the same way about the other players that are playing really hard, like Ashley or even Rachel. They're playing really, really hard, which means that they're either going to make it far or they're going to be going home pretty soon.
I'm going to be tempted to draft Rachel. I mean, we're going to do this draft, so be on the lookout for that. Our first
there's just two
BB
of us.
Draft.
The BB draft with BBPD. We got a 50-50 chance of winning. Yeah, there's only 2 of us in the draft.
It's PD versus Chase, just like how it was back in the day when it was Heidi versus Carolyn versus Jam Jam. And that was our first competition against each other.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, we've been having a blast. I'm really glad we're covering Big Brother. We're having a ton of fun. I mean, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys are ready for the draft.
Yeah, not enough Julie in 3 through 5 for my liking, but I'm glad that we got everybody paying respect to the Queen when they saw of course.
her. PD, big Julie stan, Julie stan.
Julie Chen Moonves. I guess that does it. Oh wait, actually, one more. No, not yet.
Hey, CBS, Frank from San Francisco, California. Go out there and bless someone with a smile today.
Dude, CBS does these things. CBS picks these random people, and all they say is their name, and they don't have an occupation or anything. It's just like Frank from San Francisco being like, hey, everybody smile. And they don't give any context about who Frank is or why he's there.
I hope next week instead of Frank, it's the mastermind. I hope he's just like,
hi, I'm the mastermind. I'm 44. I'm from New Hampshire. Thank you, CBS.
Don't forget to smile. Yeah. All right, now we'll end the podcast.
All right, let's get out of here.
You're about to hear some ads that help keep the lights on here in the old studio. Thanks for listening or don't listen. It's really up to you at this point. It's at the end of the show. I mean, you're listening to me. Hi. But here they come. I promise they're coming. Yep, here they are. Happy day.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams July Summer Sale and get 30% off paints and stains July 18th through the 28th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're crushing morning miles or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.